Welcome back in. Retirement. It sounds nice right after working for decades and decades. But the thing is, if you do retire and you are getting benefits, but you're still also earning, there are limits. Erin Thompson is here from the Social Security Administration to explain. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks always for having us. So a lot of times people, they want to receive their Social Security, whether it's their retirement, their widow's benefit, a spousal benefit, and they're not sure, can I still work? And the answer is yes, you can still work, but there are limits until you turn your full retirement age. For most people, that is age 67. For all people born 1960 and later, once they turn age 67, they can work and earn as much as they like. But if they do start their benefits earlier, a widow's, a spouse, a retirement benefit, the earnings limits are pretty strict. This year it's $22,320. Next year it's going up for 2025 to $23,400. So you can have a job and earn up to $23,400 and also receive a lower Social Security amount, but you're taking it earlier, so you're going to receive it over a longer period of time.
So what do those limits look like? You talked about a lower amount if you're not age 67 yet.
So next year, you could earn up to $23,400 from your job. That would be your gross wages. So anything that we're not going to be looking at a lot of things. A lot of people think, oh, but I have a pension. Pensions don't count. Lottery winnings don't count. Somebody gives you money. You turn in life insurance. You have an IRA. You have a 401k. None of those count. We're just looking at the person's individual working wages. We have these great benefit calculators on our website at SSA.gov where you can go in and you can say, okay, I'm going to make a little more than that. How is that going to affect my check? So if you earn more than the $23,400, what happens? We don't count it dollar for dollar, but it's a 2-for-1 rule. So we break it down. Basically, if a person's going to make a little more than the $23,400, it might make sense to start your checks up. If you're going to make an excess of $50,000 or so, generally it makes sense to wait until your full retirement age. Once you turn that full retirement age, again, you could work and earn as much as you would like, and there is no negative effect on your checks.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was getting at, is if you're making that certain amount of money, what can you tap into from Social Security before you're 67? And what counts towards the earnings limit?
Just your working wages. So if you are a W-2 employee, it would be your gross wages, that high amount that we never get to see. If you are self-employed, we would be looking at your net profit from self-employment. So if your net profit from self-employment is under $23,400, and that's what your expectation is, then you could go ahead and start your benefits early. Starting benefits early is not always a great decision, because not only are you subject to these earnings limits, but you're going to have a significant cut. If you start your benefit at 62 versus 67, you're looking at a 30% permanent reduction. Permanent. That's a lot of money to give up. And you never know how long you're going to live. But in my experience, people, they run out of money as they age, and we don't want to see that happen. So these are the specific earnings limits for those retirees, spousal retirees, even kids that are receiving off of a parent. We have different earnings limits for people that are on disability. So the rules are entirely different for disability. For wages, you can work, but the earnings are much smaller. $1,620 a month is the gross limit for next year for people on disability, and those that are on our need-based system, SSI, anything that they earn over $65 a month is going to reduce what they receive. So every program's a little different, but most people are thinking, okay, I'm going to take my retirement or maybe a widow's benefit at age 60. How much can I work? You can work, but you really need to keep your earnings under those amounts unless you want us to take a deduction from your benefit.
Do a lot of people, work with advisors on this type of stuff? Because it's Chinese to me.
So I think there are a percentage of people that do. I think you don't start to get excited about Social Security until you're closer and you've got a ways to go. But I encourage you to become excited today. Go into your My Social Security account, SSA.gov/my account. Look and see the benefits that are available for you now, what your projections are for the future, to see what is a good realistic expectation. So a lot of people that I talk to, they say, oh, I really want to take my money at 62. And then they look at the numbers numbers and they're like,
Yeah,
this
and we're living longer
they're
now.
like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
We have people living every day, sometimes to 115, 116 years old. So you never want to run out of money. Social Security is an important part of everyone's retirement, or most people's retirement, but it shouldn't be the only thing.
Yeah.
So the earlier that you can go, and again, to check out what's available, you just have to be age 18 and have an email address to get into your My Social Security account and to play around with the calculators. And
Yeah.
of course, if it seems like too much, if a person has questions, they can reach out to their local office.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.